the attitude we should have is one of steady persistence. We see knowledge of the Dharma teachings through hearing and then studying them is, as I've just said, absolutely essential. But it still isn't enough, because it's easy to see that somebody who is intellectually agile, could actually, and has the time to spare, could actually build up quite an impressive factual knowledge of Buddhism and Buddhist teachings. But still, their heart may not have been changed at all. In that case, the teachings have turned into a mere adornment for their kind of ego, for their pride, for their reputation, for their ambition. So, although we do say that study is really very important, one's still got to be cautious. It's not enough by itself. The meditation is absolutely necessary, and of course ethical transformation is absolutely necessary alongside the study. But now, as for study, the essential thing is find qualified masters who can really teach. That is, masters who qualified in the great classical texts of the Hinayana and Mahayana, and also in the commentaries on them composed by in our tradition at least, of Tibetan Buddhism, by the great masters of the Tibetan Buddhist schools. Now, we could think that the way to study is simply to find a library full of the Buddha's teachings. But there are 108 volumes of Buddhist teachings translated from Sanskrit into Tibetan. We're just not going to have the time. So what to do? Well, traditionally it's said, find learned masters who can guide you to the teachings which are most relevant to you. It's said, in a traditional analogy, if you want to burn grass, the sun's rays are not quite strong enough by themselves, but if you reflect the sun's rays onto the grass with reflecting glass, then the grass will burn up. Similarly, it's said, disturbing emotions, self-centeredness can be consumed by the power of the Buddha's teachings if we have a teacher who guides us in which particular teachings are relevant to us. So again, it shows that studying the teachings is something that has to take place in reliance upon learned masters, because they know from their own, not just knowledge of the detail of the teachings, but their experience of how the teachings work, what is best for different people. So it's an apprenticeship. To study the Dharma is to apprentice oneself to great teachers who will unveil the teachings to us and help us to bring about that transformation of our heart, which is the core of the Buddhist enterprise.